Goeiedag en welkom. I'm Heidi Thompson. I'm adjunct faculty in the Lacey School of Business, and together with Professor Larry Ladd, we are co-creating a fantastic global business experience to the Netherlands. Would you like to learn more? Would you like to come and join us? Come on. So the trip is going to be to the Netherlands, and although it is MBA 571 Global Business Experience, all or almost all are welcome. So what does that mean? That means, of course, Butler MBA students and Butler MBA alumni, as well as Butler faculty, staff. And if you're a senior right now, wouldn't this be a great way in the fall after you've graduated to sort of investigate a little further? So you're welcome too. Spouses are welcome, colleagues. So this is a trip that is inclusive and at a high level of work. So I wanted to share that with you. The theme is going to be Sustainable Development Goals and 21st Century Leadership. Now, why Sustainable Development Goals? Now, if you're thinking recycling and the green movement, it's a lot more than that. The UN has come up with 17 different goals that businesses, we're looking at these issues every day in one form or another. And it can go everything from partnerships and alliances to no hunger or no poverty. So all sorts, it runs the gamut. And where your business fits in, we can investigate. So it's going to take place October 8th through the 16th of 2021. So of course, you might want to know what you're going to get out of this. And in a nutshell, we've laid out the course student learning outcomes, but I'm giving you the short form. Essentially, you're going to be learning how to problem solve on a global scale. You're going to further develop your intercultural competence. You're going to learn to use your observational skills. And you're going to also develop critical thinking around global issues that impact business. What's better than that? And as an added bonus, because we've heard from many employers that oftentimes people don't know how to articulate the value of their overseas experience. And these employers are looking for these type of problem solving, resiliency, and ability to manage diversity. These are skills that they've told us they're looking for. So we're going to help you articulate that so that they know that you have those skills. So while we're there, there's going to be a lot of good food and having fun. Of course, we'll be learning some things and meeting some really interesting people. So it's 1 week, 2 cities. Now there's going to be a wide range of business and cultural site visits, and including a canal tour in Amsterdam and those type of things. We'll have 3 pre-trip sessions on campus, and then we'll have 2 post-trip sessions. How are we going to get there? Indianapolis is now well connected. I like to recommend KLM or KLM, as they say. That's the Royal Dutch Airlines, because then you're already getting a feel for the culture. They have fantastic movies on board, great service, very professional. So if you can get a KLM flight from the United States into Amsterdam, I think it will set the mood. We do recommend that you take the evening flight out of Indianapolis. Now, there's plenty of flights. Indianapolis is not direct to Amsterdam, so you're going to have to connect somewhere. Could be through Detroit or Atlanta, Boston. So you'll want to look at that, but I do recommend if you can find a KLM flight, take that. Otherwise, Delta's not bad either. Now you're going to arrive on October 9th. Most flights are going to come in between 10:30 and 12, and Larry and I are going to meet you at the airport. So what we're going to do then is we're going to have a midday departure from Schiphol Airport, and we'll arrive 2.5 hours later. We're going to take the high-speed train from the airport to Groningen. What are we going to do when we get there? 4 nights in Groningen, 3 nights in Amsterdam. Could possibly shift one way or the other, but only by a night. Now, lots of trains, trams, and bicycles. Now, as you can see from this photo, there's a lot of bicycles parked here. This is Broerplein in Groningen. And in the 1970s, Groningen decided to become a car-free city in the center. So it's really, truly a very environmentally friendly city, and people just get around and it's normal. So we're going to be also doing like the Dutch and getting on bikes. Now, if there's any issues that come up at the time and you need to take alternative transportation, there's plenty of that too, so don't worry. We will be visiting places like that talk about life sciences, entrepreneurial ventures, energy, brewing, and we're working to meet with the city of Groningen to talk about how did they come about and do this whole thing with the bikes, because Indianapolis has a connection to the biking ethos as well. We're going to leave you plenty of time in the afternoon and the evenings for free exploration. We know it's going to be fun, and it'll be fun to go with the other students in the course and go and talk and have some fun. So we're not going to be, breathing down your neck or hanging around with you all the time. Of course, we'd love to go out with you too. We have organized a Butler barbecue in Groningen with the locals, weather dependent, because it will be in October. It should be okay though. I think it'll be all right. It's a maritime climate. And one of the nice things we're going to do when we end the final trip is we're going to end it in what we call a traditional, get this, a traditional Indonesian rice tafel. And you're like, but wait, we're in the Netherlands. Well, the Dutch did colonize Indonesia. So as a result, in their culture, this Indonesian rice tafel, ketchup, the word ketchup, that's also from this area. So you'll get a chance to sample and learn more about this. So I bet you want to know, what do I have to do from an academic perspective? All right, so there's 3 pre-trip sessions, as we mentioned. During that time, we're going to talk about the UN SDGs because that's one of the academic topics. We'll get you up to speed on that. And then, of course, we're going to cover the trip orientation, the logistics. We'll give you some background on Dutch business culture. And of course, we'll give you a Dutch primer. And then what is it that we want from you when all is said and done? So we're asking for 3 things. One is we'll have you, before you leave, prepare a slide with an introduction. We'll have some in English, we've got some prompts for you, and then you'll have a little bit of an introduction in Dutch. So as you get over there, we'll learn some basic things, and that way you'll feel more comfortable. And then you're going to also, before we leave, you will choose one of the places that we're going to visit, and you'll do a brief presentation on that to kind of give us a deeper dive. And then finally, when we return with your peers, and we'll separate you out into some groups, you're going to come back with your observations of what you learned, and you're going to share them with us, and you're going to share them with the community. So that'll be one of the post-trip meetings that we have. So 2 post-trip sessions. First one is the reentry workshop. We found that over all these days, there's so much going on, and you're absorbing, and you're getting the culture, and we want to help you process that. And we'll do a debrief, help you unpack what does that all mean, and have a robust discussion around it, and come up with what are the cultural takeaways. Then we're also going to debrief what are your thoughts about measuring progress towards SDGs. And remember, I talked about that career portfolio, so we're going to work on that as well. And then finally, we'll have the community reception. And again, we're going to invite your peers, your spouses are welcome, your colleagues, Butler faculty, staff, and other students. So all are welcome, and of course, community members. So that's when you'll do your presentations, and we'll have a little roundtable discussion. Now, one of the things that I think will be a highlight, now funny, you're looking at a hotel and you're like, hotel, highlight? Well, Larry has taught in the Netherlands, and what you're going to find out about Professor Ladd is that he is an artist as well as a professor of strategy and management. So when Larry goes to Amsterdam, he stays at the Lloyd Hotel. It has a rich history. It has had several iterations and a different life before it even became the Lloyd Hotel. And what makes it unique, there are no two rooms that are alike. Everyone is different. It's eclectic, it's fun, it's funky, and it is the first hotel in the world to offer rooms that range from 1 star to 5 star. Never heard of it before, but there they have it. So it is interesting. They also have farm to fork cuisine in the hotel, and it is conveniently 3 tram stops away from the central train station of Amsterdam. And you're like, yeah, and? Well, that means that when it comes time to leave, whether you have an early morning flight or a midday flight, it is super easy to take the tram, the 3 stops, take the train from Amsterdam Centraal, right to the airport, and off you go. It couldn't be easier. So it's great location. You see that there's the bikes, the food, all of that. So we think you'll really enjoy this. Now, to start the conversation with you, we've set up a closed LinkedIn group. And you can see that right here, the Butler MBA Fall 2021 Global Business Experience to the Netherlands. We invite you to join us. And you know what? Even if you're not sure whether you're going to go, or even you join it and then you're like, you know, maybe I can't go to this for whatever reason, you're welcome to be a member. We have people who are members of this group who've been on previous experiences and who are alumni and various people who contribute to this. So we invite you to join us. You'll learn more about the Netherlands, about this experience, and what we're going to do over there. So finally, the enrollment details, again, October 8th through the 16th of 2021. Now, we ended the trip on a Saturday on purpose. So essentially, Saturday morning, you're free to fly out if you like, because we know that some people have busy schedules and maybe on Monday morning, they don't want to risk any jet lag. However, we've also had many students who elect to stay. We've also had them have family members meet them and they decide to prolong the trip, however you wish to do it. But we wanted to give you that flexibility. So the programming ends officially on Friday night with the Indonesian rice table, and then off you go. Now we are working to keep this. We have budgeted this at $32.75, and it gives our MBA students 3 global credits. If you are not a current MBA student, you can still go, right? We're inviting everyone. Now, what you would need to do though is you would complete, it's not a heavy duty application, it's just putting down your credentials so that you can enroll in the program as a non-degree seeking Butler student. That's it, and that doesn't cost you anything. Now, everyone who goes on the trip has to also pay an additional $250 study abroad fee, and that covers your insurance as well as some other things that are associated with the administration of the program. You're on the hook for the airfare and your personal incidentals. We can always talk and help advise you on good times to look for that airfare. So to reserve your place, now what's interesting about this course, it's not, you cannot sign up for this course through the registrar. The only way you can sign up is you're going to go through the Center for Global Education, and that's where you'll complete an application for this particular program. You get to fill in some details, and you need to submit a $500 non-refundable deposit. You'll make that out payable to Butler University, and on the memo line, this is really important. You got to put down which course, because Butler actually has a really good reputation for taking students abroad. More than 50% of our Butler students go abroad. So lots of programs. So put down the MBA571, the fall 2021, because there are more than one MBA571 courses going in 2021. GBE is the Global Business Experience to NL, the Netherlands. You take that over, or you can send it by intra-office mail, or mail that to the Center for Global Education in Jordan Hall 133. You could put that to the attention of Dina, D-E-N-A, Mulligan. She's in charge of these things. So again, we have budgeted this at $32.75. Now it's 2021 and we don't know what's going to happen in it's 2020 and we don't know what's going to happen in 2021. So there's a possibility of some changes, but we feel really comfortable with this number. So if you have any questions though, reach out to me, Heidi Thompson, and you can find me on Butler email, or to Larry Ladd. You can also find us on LinkedIn. So we hope that you would join us and that you will be part of this experience. Tot ziens in Nederland. En doei!